is Hope at Crafty Hope, and I am working in a Dylusions journal. This one's one with white pages. I think it's probably one of the ones I picked up at Tuesday morning forever ago, but I can't be sure. It's just one of the smaller Dylusions journals. So I've got a page in here. Let me go ahead and say I just wanted to play. I had this page in here that apparently had brushed off some red paint that I had used on something else. I don't even know what. But I had that red paint on there and I thought, well, let's work with that. So I've got my handy dandy box of just little paper scraps and whatnot over there that I'm pulling whatever from. A lot of this has some like handwritten stuff on it, and I'm just throwing that in there, trying to get, I don't know, that red's there, but I don't want it to be as prominent, so I'm breaking it up a little bit with the bits of paper that I'm gluing down with my Oohoo glue stick. So, and I didn't put a whole lot down, just a little bit. And then I've got a Stabilo Woody in black, just a basic black water-soluble crayon. And then I grab a wet paintbrush and I'm just kind of smooshing it. I use smooshing a lot. Smooshing is not probably the best word for this one. I'm just wetting a little to kind of get the color to bleed a little and be less, I don't know, a little more organic, I suppose. So then I've got this tealish paint from Martha Stewart that I know I picked up at Tuesday morning, and I am going to take a round paintbrush, and I'm making these, I don't even know what, they're almost like cactus or succulent type shapes with three little stems like that. I don't know what I was trying to aim with that, but this ends up getting covered up. I realize almost immediately, I think that I don't particularly like this shape. I don't know what compelled me to do something so non-organic, I guess, something less free feeling. So I'm trying to blur that out a little. You see I had a little water. I'm gonna, I don't know, trying to use up some of that paint there, and just, I don't know. I don't know why I went with that. That's not like usually my jam. So I've got those shapes there, and I spend the rest of this page kind of trying to cover that up somewhat because it just doesn't work for me. Now I've pulled out a couple of my Distress Oxides, and in like a yellow tone, I end up going with the Wild Honey, I think is what it is. And I'm going to sort through my little box of hand carved stamps. These are almost all carved from erasers. I know I've had people ask for me to do a video on my hand carved stamps, and I did record one and I hated it. And it's still sitting in my files trying to figure out how I want to show you all of these, because I don't know if you want to just see them in my hand, if you want me to show you how they stamp. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. I know, like I said, one or two people has asked for uh, like a reveal of all my hand carved stamps, and I just don't know what the best way to film that is and show y'all. So let me know. I'll refilm it if I need to, because the other one, I don't know. It's pretty awful. All right, so I'm just using that Distress Oxide and kind of a bow shaped, like a rainbow shaped, sketchy rainbow um, on that page. And then I'm trying to get up a little bit more of the wetness. So that's right there on the page from some of the other things, and seeing what'll smear and what'll blend a little bit more. And I'm thinking I'm not in a huge rush with this page. And I grabbed this, oh my gosh, I can't ever remember what those are called. Colorix, I believe. And it's another type of like water soluble crayon that I think I got at the thrift store, maybe, or something like that. And I just used white to kind of, I'm right there, I'm trying to push back some of that, um, uh, those weird little shapes. But instead, I grabbed some gray paint. It's a really pale gray, and my brayer, and I am just kind of going over all that, trying again. I'm spending a bit of time pushing some of that back because it's not quite as organic and free feeling as I'd like. So, and then since I still have some of that teal there, I go ahead and pick it up with the brayer too, and get it in there, and that helps spread out that color a little bit more, move it around on the page so it's not concentrated to those odd little blobby, succulent type things. So, and I dried it all and decided I needed a bit more of that gray. So I'm taking my paintbrush, and it's kind of wet, and I'm going in on there, and I think in those places where I'm spreading it, where that stamp is, the stamp is kind of smearing a little, which I totally dig. If you watch some of my other videos, I really love water soluble stuff. I love that watercolory, smeared, blendy magic that creates with anything that's water soluble. So I use a lot of, I know a lot of people do not like water soluble stuff because they don't like their stuff to move. I don't mind it. It's okay with me. I will use something a little more permanent if I know I want something permanent, but most of the time I kind of like that it kind of goes all over the place. So from there, I grab a distress crayon. I think that color is probably Rusty Hinge. Yeah, I'm looking at them, and that's what I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it's either Rusty Hinge or Spice Marmalade, but looking at it, it looks kind of rusty, so I'm thinking it's Rusty Hinge. And I kind of move that around a little bit, and then I grab this Lindy's spray in some kind of red coppery color. I'm horrible about remembering these Lindy spray colors because they're still fairly new to me, so I haven't quite figured them all out. And I've got this little piece of packaging that I'm going ahead and I spray that Lindy's on. I like this method. I cannot remember who I saw use this method of adding spray inks to things, but I love it because you can be a little more exact with where you get your colors and what the spread is and all of that. So I use that to add that on there, and all that really adds a little bit more of that rusty color, but also a tad touch of sparkle on that page. I mean, it's barely noticeable. I had to look real close at that page to see that sparkle. And then this is a fabric spray. It's a tulip fabric spray in white, and it seems that the nozzle, of course, has clogged up. So I am just pulling the stem out and splashing it down on the page. And then what's going to happen, this is like a really thick spray because it is intended for fabric. I use that same packaging piece to go down there, and that gives it, when I pull it up, you see that little bit of texture that you get, and that texture dried just like that. It's pretty awesome. Now I'm disappointed in myself that I wiped off what was left on there instead of smushing it down on something else. So I've got to get better about that. Sometimes I just want it to go away, so I wipe it away, and rather than putting it on something that can be a little be used again. That's pretty awful of me. So I've got these stickers. They are also Tim Holtz. They're kind of metallic-y. I can't remember what they're called, but I grabbed those and grabbed one that says "Make Today Count" and put that on there. And then I'm thinking about it, and I think I'm just gonna grab that black Stabilo Woody again and kind of circle it messily, and use a paintbrush again just to wet it and get it to smear again, and then let it drip just the tiniest bit. And then after that, it's done, y'all. I know this is super messy and crazy, but I kind of love where it went. And I hope you do too. If you do, give me a thumbs up to like this. Make sure to subscribe so you can see more from me. It's not all crazy messiness. I'm hoping to get a little more centered on some other things, but I've been working through some stuff. So here are a few looks at the final picture, and thanks for watching, guys. I hope you come back and see what else I've got going on. Thanks. Bye.